Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be rebuilding this, it's actually a two-way power seat. It's kind of like a manual track, except it's got the automatic front and back. There's just a very simple motor with two cables, one on either end. And there's actually two hot leads in, which I'm assuming is for the direction, and then you ground the unit. But right now it's just very tight and very stiff. The one has some play in it. I don't know if it's this one or the other one, but I'm going to see what the bushings look like in here and see if I can't print new gliders, new 3D printed gliders. But I'm going to get into it right now. You got to just take this pin out, and what that'll enable you to do is to slide the track completely out, because right now the bracket actually interference hits here when it goes through its full length of travel. So I'm going to pop this little retainer clip off, pull the pin, and hopefully we'll be able to get this out. I already kind of broke this retainer loose, and not only did I break it loose, but I actually broke it. But I do have quite a collection of these, and I should be able to find something that'll work. So, all right. So now that the pin is out, we have to remove this part. So then this will clear the track. So right now this holds onto the worm gear. We're going to run that through its full range of motion. I'm going to use just a more modern cable to run it through. Okay, now these, it's like a specialty bit, but I found that just a wide enough screwdriver is ample to get this off. You don't want to mar it up too badly, but I should be able to unthread this thing completely, and then this whole center section will come out, and that should allow us to manually slide the track all the way through and see what the actual things look like on there. There's one on either side. Nice collection of fuzz from the carpeting. Okay. I'm only going to do one side at a time so I don't screw up the orientation of this, obviously. But it also should be pretty straightforward. Right now, in theory, I should be able to slide this out, because it won't actually hit the track now. You don't want to pinch your fingers in here, though. Well, would you look at that? And what did we find? We found that there are gliders. There's two sets of gliders, and they are pretty foobarred, as you can see. So I don't know if I'm going to attempt to 3D print these. I mean, I might as well, I guess. I 3D print the other ones. The plan is to design these and 3D print them. I'm going to just print them quickly in some PLA, which I have loaded in the machine. But I have to take all the measurements first, try to get this as good as possible. I'm going to need 8 of them, 4 for each side, and if they work out in the PLA, I will print them in some other material that'll be a little more, I don't know, PLA is kind of brittle, and these have like a very waxy, almost a waxy finish to them, so I don't know which material to use, but I'll figure that out. But I just want to print them in PLA first, get the design down, and take it from there. Okay, it has about 20 minutes to print. 2 of them. Okay, so this is going to be the second design on the piece. What I did last night before retiring for the night is I printed another one just to see where I have to make my changes based on the amounts that I've sanded previously to the first design. And so I made the changes to more reflect how the actual piece is. And as you can see on the actual piece, there's a radius here, and so I added that radius. I also took some off of the fatter end here. I made it a little bit shorter because that's the way it is on this white one, and I made it a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller. And now the only problem that I'm encountering now is the actual path that sits on the rail of the lower track foot. It doesn't really, there's not that much interference, so it kind of flops around and it'll fall off if you don't hold it in place while you're sliding the track on there. But this does work. I've already sanded it down. I'm going to just tweak the design ever so slightly when I go to print it a third time, and I think I'm actually ready to print it out of the correct material. Again, this was 100% infill that I did, so I'm able to sand it, and I'll show you how it fits. I've got the two pieces that I've already sanded. Didn't polish them, but I sanded them. So I'm going to put them on the track now. Okay, what I've discovered here on reassembly, again, these are kind of loose on here. They'll fall off. I got to be careful. But the good news is they are on they're on the correct angle, so they fit in the track really well. I don't know if you can get a good. They're nice and straight there. Before they were bowed out because I didn't have this radius here. So now they fit nicer. The only problem again is that they don't stay on. I got to print that little trough in there a little bit tighter. And then what I also discovered is you have to put the track on from the rear forward. But as you can see, hopefully I can pull this off. I'm on a kind of a steep angle here. And you can see now, or maybe you can't see, but I'm trying to show you. I don't want to impale myself with this thing. But now it slides on there well. Can't really go crazy with it because I don't want to kill myself. And the only thing when you slide these tracks on, you just got to ever so slightly be careful when you're pushing it through here, because this actually hits the bracket. This is again the back of the track. So, but right now it's pretty nice. I mean, once they're polished, it'll be even nicer. But you can see that they slide real nice in there now. Okay, the fourth redesign is going to be the one. All I had to do, this was number 3, and on number 3 I had to actually just make it a little tighter here, because the gap there was such that it was not staying on here. It was very easy to fall off. So here it went on easy enough, but they were it was kind of loose, so it's able to easily fall off. Now it's nice and tight. The other thing that I'm not going to do is, number 3 was just done to try to get that gap. The number 2 design change I did is actually sanded. Now I can go ahead and redesign this 18 more times until I have the actual correct swing to it. I should say like the swoop to it. But you know what? Time is money. I'm not going to be selling these and like mass producing them. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and print in the correct material. I'm going to print 8 of them, and then I'm just going to hand sand them. I think that's the best bet. If I do have a need for these, if anyone sees this video and wants these produced, then I probably will spend some more time developing some additional prototypes and trying to get the correct arch. But it's really nothing for me to sand it down. It takes literally 5 minutes for each one, start to finish. Dry fit it on the track, slip the top part of the track in, and just tweak it until it fits without any binding. Then of course everything will be cleaned up. I'm going to be sandblasting these tracks, and yeah, so I'm going to load the CPE now, the filament. I have some translucent or transparent filament that I'm going to be printing these in, but I am happy. The design, it does work fine. I mean, I put just the 2 in on the one side, and I tested the track, and it was able to slide with minimal effort, which is good because you don't want any binding. But again, this was my latest print, and I just did this one just to get the correct width there, so it sits nice on the track and doesn't just fall right off. All good. Okay, I'm not sure if it's because it's the translucent filament, but I had to print like a raft underneath it in order for it to stick to the bed. This is in this Ultimaker 2. There's just a glass bed. I don't have a textured bed or anything, and so I have to apply some glue to the surface. And with this particular CPE plastic, it seems to work best with the glue and using a raft. I'm only printing 2 at a time because it literally takes about an hour, 10 minutes on this machine with 100% infill to print 1. So it's just in my best interest to do 2 at a time, and then I will go on. If these are the last 2, I have to do the complete set for the other guy. Okay, before media blasting these tracks, I actually spent some time and straightened the feet out on this first side that I'm working on. Now at least it stands, I should say, relatively flat. And then as far as the motor goes and all the other stuff, obviously I'm not sandblasting the actual worm gear drive there, but I am going to be cleaning that up, and I will not be sandblasting this either, but I will be going through the motor. I'll be opening it up, looking at the brushes and make sure everything's good. It did operate. I got it to work. It's just the problem was there was so much filth buildup on this that it was laboring pretty hard to move. And now that everything's going to be greased and the gliders will be in there, we should be good to go. So ongoing saga here. Okay, I took apart the well, this is not the worm gear part, but I took apart. This is what actually controls the front to back motion. I broke this loose by holding on to this with the pliers, and then there's a couple pieces here that they only have one orientation to go in. This is going either way, so it doesn't matter if it's 180 degrees or not. But obviously this little bushing fits in here. I don't want to force it in now because I just popped it out. So I'm going to clean up all this stuff. I'm going to media blast all the metal parts. And then there's another bushing down here, which also has the orientation so that fits in it and it can't rotate once it's on the shaft. Looks like it's kind of warped from 50 some years old. And I'm sure this comes off as well, and yes, here it comes. So that also has got a little bit of a bow, probably from all the years of being maxed out. And then this is just machined. So I'm going to clean this. I'm not going to media blast this, obviously. I'm just going to clean it up with a nice little brass brush and some solvent, and then re-grease it. That should do it. Okay, as far as the motor goes, the bracket is on this side. If you look at it with the bracket on top, you got the power, and you got the black cable on the left, and you got the green cable on the right. So I'm going to disassemble this. I'm going to sandblast the bracket. This I'm just going to take a wire wheel to it. I'll open it up, grease any of the parts that need to be cleaned. I'll clean. I'll check out the brushes, make sure they're still good. I've never really encountered bad brushes on these motors. They're used so infrequently, really, to adjust the seat. But they are under quite a bit of load, especially if someone's fat ass is in the seat. So let's keep going. The electric connection that plugs into the motor was very, very brittle. The pin, there's like a little pin that you depress here to get it out of the actual housing there. That cracked off. Pulling it out, this cracked off. So I don't know what the hell GM used, but this is just absolute crap. I'm hopeful that I have another one of these connectors that I can simply just slide those pins out and slip it in. I should have something, just obviously it's got to fit within the motor. So I'm going to check that out now. The two-way bench is completely taken apart and all the parts were just restored. I'm going to wait about a day or so longer before I start to put it together because I don't want to smudge any of the paint on the feet. But everything looks pretty good, as you can see. And even the motor went through the motor. Everything's good with the motor. Re-greased all these. Worm gear in there. And again, just waiting for the paint to completely set up. Okay. Now these new gliders are on. They're greased up. Hopefully they're seated far enough in to not give me any problems. Am I in the frame? I'm in the frame. Put this sucker on. Okay. Squeeze this in. Okay. And just like that, we're in. Gotcha. Oh, we got this? Oh. Got that kid. Voila! Now I'll mock them both up and we'll run them through their full complete motion. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure this is snug now. Okay, she's finished, and I'm very happy with the results. The motor is a little bit tired in one direction, more so than the other when it's coming forward. It still functions, but it just seems like there's a little more drag. And I do know that the one is more tight than the other, so I'm probably going to dismantle it again and just sand down those sliders a little bit further. But I'm very happy with the result, aside from the tiny little bit of see how nice they look. But they must function as nice as they look, so I'm not ready to part with these yet. I'm going to go through this the driver's side one more time, see if I can get it working better. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for notifications on this project's progress and other how-to videos. Thanks!